Let's go again.
Yeah, ain't getting money, no jokes and games. No time for a song, you know she always complain. No matter how late, I'll be starting my day.
Hi everybody, it's Ebony JB, and today we are reacting to that long-awaited album by Nines, Crabs in a Bucket. Now, Crabs in a Bucket is an album I've been really waiting for since I heard Clout, and then since I heard the NSG track. That track is a banger. Like, those two singles from the album are literally great tracks. I love the visuals for both videos, so I'm really hyped for Nines' new album. I'm a fan of Nines. I've been listening to him since I think 1 Foot In, which is kind of late. That's like his 2015 album. But when I did listen to him from 1 Foot In, I went back and, got acquainted with his old music because, I liked him as an artist. So I've been a fan of Nines for a little bit, and it's just been a long time since Crop Circle, so I've just been waiting for something new, and he's finally giving it to us, and I am proper excited. I'm hearing lots of great reviews already. I'm seeing some little things on the timeline, some little things on the feed about Nines' new album, and everyone's giving it some great praise, some high praise, and saying that it's good. So I can't wait to get into it right now. So yeah, before we get started, I just want to say that if you are a creative, a singer, a rapper, a dancer, any form of creative, and you want your work promoted or you want your work showcased, I have a YouTube series called JB's Radar, in which I promote and talk about creatives that are up and coming or aspiring, and I see that they've got a lot of talent. I talk about them on an episode every month. And if you are a creative that would like to be showcased on my channel, on my platform, send your work to jbsradar@gmail.com so that you can get the chance of having your work promoted on my channel. There is a small fee, and if you're willing to pay that small fee, then before you know it, boom, I'm talking about you on my channel. So don't hesitate to send your work.
I had beef, I had the time of my life. Came home, found out my dad had cancer. Could've cried all night. Told my family and friends. I thought he was my guy, but he was in it to gain. I got shanked, no one's on it, but I didn't. Found the block, adopted me. Used to buy bricks, now I'm copping property. It's Nines.
I really like the sincerity of the intro to this album. Again, it's raw. It's got him literally just spelling it out, going through the motions about where he's been, where he's come from, where he is now. Again, he ended with, I used to buy bricks, now I'm buying properties. Saying he was in the hood with an invisible knife in his back. Again, we have these lines literally suggesting the struggles that he's been through, how it was growing up in a tough neighborhood in the UK, and how that molded him, what experiences he's had, and how he's a changed person now with a new mission and new ambition. So it's great. That's a really raw intro, and I feel like that's the perfect way to start a rap album, starting with some sincerity, starting with some genuine truth. It's always great to start with some genuine truth that gives like the listener the perfect expose to who you are as an artist.
When I'm old school, fuck a choker. I send 100 niggas to your door like Sosa. Now they say streets are gonna miss me when I'm gone. From a wild block, niggas don't say thanks when you open. I went low, look round like where my friends go. It's fucked how the game switch like Nintendo.
So we got in some good lines, some good punchlines there. The game switched like Nintendo Switch. We also got him talking about him opening doors for people like Childlock. I really like that, because not only is he saying that he's like giving a helping hand, he's helping out these people, he's also saying like these people are children, these people are his sons, these people are like, they're literally like he's parenting them, he's raising them, he's supporting them, and they ain't showing any kind of thank you, any kind of appreciation. So I'm liking what we got so far. Energy has also got a very dark, atmospheric sound. It sounds like literally if you were driving late night in London.
Love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. They say you're meant to keep your enemies closer than friends. I stay on the limit, man, will take this shit to any extent. I hear them talking about the catch me at a show. Someone let them the killers when they're hitting innocent civilians. I just keep it real, it's always straight facts when I'm on the...
Energy's got a really nocturnal hustle about it that I appreciate. I really like the scraps feature there. He has that perfect kind of nonchalant, dark sounding voice to match the energy of this track energy. Then we move on to the third track, which is Clout, and we've heard Clout already. I've done a reaction to Clout. If you want to see that, check out my channel, it's there. But yeah, we're going to skip that one. We're going to go on to Realist with Nave Smalls and Funds. I don't listen to Funds that much, but I listen to Nave Smalls. I like Nave Smalls' joint that he dropped earlier this year. His album was great, so I'm happy to see him here with Nines. Yeah, I can already see how Nave Smalls is gonna body this. I can see. This is his kind of beat. That kind of ethereal, like sci-fi sounding, funky, like, I don't know. There's a kind of beat that Nave Smalls just raps very well over, and it's this kind of beat right here.
Yeah, been getting money, no jokes and games, no time for us, so you know she always complain. No matter how late, I'll be starting the day.
Straight to the playlist. What is he doing? Nah. It's just gone straight to the playlist. I didn't even wait to the end to see whether it made the cut. It made the cut in the first 30 seconds. Let's go again.
Yeah, been getting money, no jokes and games, no time for us, so you know she always complain. No matter how late, I'll be starting my day. These racks.
I know it ain't smart, but it glow in the dark. See the bust down. Niggas know I got heart. I circle you, call me clapping off them tools. I wore hand me down to school. Now the mansion got a pool.
If I get made from the council, flats back on the estate with the kids might sticky with a shack all day. The press went
Through 10 grand at the pilot, told him take me by the stars, then's flying. Real cop in the jail, yes, gold, I'm smiling. Flipping black diamonds, trust me, I'm shining. Begging, I'm grinding, smiling, it's blinding. All about timing with the best riding. Got the grease ride when the chicks wanna drive it. Automatic driving, make I wanna ride stick.
council, flats back on the estate with the kids might sticky with a shack all day.
The energy of this album is just picked up a little bit more. It's just like, this is great. We went from like this darkness, this gutterish kind of nocturnal sounds, this deepness with intro and energy. Then Cloud, of course, is a bit more up. Realist is keeping that up, like up tempo, a bit more full of energy vibe. I really love Realist. Nave did stupendous on the hook. Like, I mean, come on. That hook was just he just rode the beat so well. Funds was great. Oh my gosh, Funds was great. I feel like the focus of this track was more so on just how well or how good the features are. Nines' bit was just good, you know what I mean? I also feel like though that Nines' bit was short in comparison to Funds' bit and Nave Small's bit, but maybe that was intentional. Maybe the focus was on the features, wanting the features to stand out, which they did.
A bit of dust, support gram and every Z is common sense, like my nigga Huss.
He said Huss, he said common sense. Huss is bringing something out soon again. He's not playing with the music. Speaking of Huss, he's teasing us. He's teasing us again.
Oh Jack, the fame ain't changed me. I'm still the same, I just live in the suburbs next to AJ Tracy.
Yeah.
I came a long way from selling 8 bulls. Now bad bitches at my shows.
That bass there was stupid. It went whoa. That was crazy.
From folks, I gotta protect my heart like chipping notes. I told Pebs that we're on when them packs land. Doing movies like Rap Man, they rate me high.
I like the shout outs here. Look how Nine supports the industry, but the industry don't really support him. And the reason why I'm saying this is because like I just don't feel like Nine gets enough coverage or enough, like he doesn't get projected enough as other artists do. Like Stormzy gets projected so much and blah blah blah, and yeah, these other people have talent, but like Nines has talent as well, and I never feel like he gets projected that much. I don't know whether he even wants that projection though, because he's quite a low-key to himself guy. He does what he does, he makes his music and he helps out and he gives back and he likes to keep to himself, do you know what I mean? So I don't know whether he even wants that kind of recognition, but I feel like he deserves a bit more. And look at him here just shouting out people. It's just great.
Longer. My team getting stronger and stronger. I swear these streets turn me to a monster. Rappers to show these niggas how to cook up a key. I went looking for the plug was looking for me. We don't see nothing. Blow that bitch away like Mary Poppins. In the coupe looking fly, they say drug dealers don't the phantom. I'm from the hood now, I'm living in a mansion. And money getting longer and longer. My team getting stronger and stronger.
I just love Monster because of the doom. Like that bass is crazy. It falls at the right time. It really gives this track a really disgusting kind of feel. Like definitely matching the Monster vibes. Like it gives it this disgusting agginess to the track. Nines is already bringing that. Airplane Mode is a sick song. Let's play it though a little bit.
Airplane mode to ignore them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we up, please, so I don't fear them.
Yeah.
If I got a girl, I say how many? How many man chain? Too many. I'm in Mendy. Oh, she wanted Fenty. I'm cruising the Bentley.
She better feel special if I let you in my life. Or friendly in the DM, that can never be my wife.
Oh, we got Tiggs the Author. I love Tiggs the Author. Whenever he features, his feature is always solid.
You see the stars in the rain, for make your gotta misbehave.
Let's take it back.
You see the stars in the rain, for make your gotta misbehave. Is the way.
The violin, Tiggs coming in with, nah, let's take it back.
You see the stars in the rain, for make your gotta misbehave. Is the way we like it. Now with them niggas in charge.
Oh, and I see, okay.
Now with them.
Life of a fuck, I was on my way to school, found a 9-bar, but I was only like care about money there. I live right next to Peace Block, and everyone knows that was the local weed spot. Cost hit most of the cells that came to the end. Zeno's little brother, so the block already knows me. 13, I got kicked out of school. My mom's at work, I'm on the strip with the fools. Side cop 7.
Is the way we like it. Yeah, I was in the trenches with my dogs. Now with them niggas in charge.
10 bricks a day all underneath the camera. Lying, I'm dying. Niggas can't fuck with the money.
I really do like NIC because, of course, that Tiggs the Author feature just took it away. I like the violins in the background. For me, violins, when they're implemented into production, they give this production a really nostalgic kind of sound, especially if they're high-pitched violins. They make the production seem really there's like, I don't know, like, you know, like when you're reminiscing, you're looking into the past. It brings us kind of like nostalgia when you're like reminiscing. The violins just, they create the perfect atmosphere for that reminiscing kind of track, that nostalgic kind of track. And in this track, that's exactly what Nines is doing, because we're aging with him. He talks about when he's 13, he did this. When he's 14, he did this. 3 years later, he did that. He's 21, now he's doing that. We were aging with Nines as he was rapping, and I liked that. I liked how we went through the motions with him through the years and what he was doing each year. And then it fit very well, the nostalgic element of the production.
Starting to the end, I'm switching lanes.
Make sure you don't ever change.
See from them banners to them planes. They down, you do.
She wanna brag down my man, tag me on the gram. She wanna get on my nerves, threaten my exes. She wants bags from Chanel. She wanna travel the world. She wanna lock me down. She wanna bust me around. She wanna.
To the end, I'm switching lanes.
Make sure you don't ever
See
change.
from them banners to them planes. They down, you do the same, dog. You are a girl, you a star. Money taller than a shard. You really set in the bar. The Bentley will push a star. Yeah, I did it. My Balenciaga while abroad. Yeah, I did it.
I really like Don't Change. Again, is that I was waiting for that kind of romantic track from Nines. You know, Nines has always done well at like doing a storytelling kind of track on a relationship with a girl. He does that very well, and he did it when Don't Change. And I like how it's kind of like a summery vibe. It has like this kind of bright energy to it, so it's like something you can definitely play in the summertime, which is a change from NIC and a change from Aeroplane Mode, which is like tracks that I feel like can suit the winter a bit more, and a bit more dark, not like dark like Monster, but definitely there's an undertone of darkness in those tracks, more so than in Don't Change. Don't Change sounds more playful, sounds more bright.
I even get my water from the spring. Caught my chicken mint, got it looking like a polar bear. Chauffeur outside, I would've thrown him off the freeze. I was getting paid before my deal. I ain't never had a job. My first pay slip was a mill. Still I got nothing to lose. It's just me against the world.
Yo,
it's me against the world.
I'm that prolific, holistic, grown misfit. Fam, I'm like, it's just me against the world, or it's ego. That just means it's me against myself. Family.
I like Lights. I mean, for me, Lights is probably, if I'm being honest, one of the weaker tracks for me. I appreciate like the little trippy sample, little vocalizer we've got going on in the background. And I appreciate how Nines again was going in about that tough lifestyle and what his old aspirations were and what his old dreams were and what he saw for himself. being in like that, being not in the music industry but being in the drug industry and all those things and things like that, and him going into more detail about that there. I like that. And the Louis Ray feature was like good. I wouldn't feel like he was the strongest contribution in terms of all the features I've had so far, but yeah, there was just that track was just very like, it was like good. There was nothing like really taking me away. Now we've got Roy Woods. That's the second kind of Canadian artist that we've got from Nines. Of course, Roy Woods is under that OVO label. We've got Northside Benji. I mean, this is interesting because if we've got Nines featuring a lot of Toronto sound or a lot of Canadian sound, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Drake. And I'm thinking like, is Nines on Drake's radar? Is Drake messing with his music? Because we've got him featuring quite a lot of other Canadian people, and Drake has always shown love to the UK scene. I won't be surprised if he's bopping to Nines' new album right now.
Came from the bottom, now it's money, ain't a thing. Pounds stacking up till I'm snapping rubber bands. Running to the back, bring the gang and my family. All we do is
remember when me and Lil T were broke? Now I give all the drug dealers hope. Break them up to now a character. And I can tell them Cali packs came from Canada. Fam, I'm still on the block, I ain't a pop star. All the crack things, I done do that.
Oh, Roy Woods. I'm a big fan of Roy Woods. He released an EP this year, which I enjoyed, and I've been listening to him even before that. I've been listening to him for a few years now. Roy Woods is someone that I just enjoy singing a lot, and to hear him take on a bit of a darker kind of sound here, really fitting into like that kind of hustler energy, this is great. I love to see Roy Woods manipulating his voice to fit this kind of vibe right here, because it just works so well.
We like Peter Pan, took off and never land. Like fucking haters, I'ma do it all again. Bring the gang and my family.
These niggas here when I was broke, they weren't around. I could have been in Top Boy, but I turned it down. My whole
That's definitely one for me. That's definitely one of my favorites for sure. We've got Heady One of the biggest artists in the UK, one of the biggest drill artists in the UK, and we've got Odile. Odile has made some bangers. If you don't know or if you've forgotten, let me remind you.
Police man, officer, police. What? I think that the murder she caused last night was because of me. I done drove her to frustration and it wasn't her fault.
I also like Composure. So Odile is someone that's been on my radar. Seeing him here on the Nines track with Heady One, that is interesting. Let's get to listening.
Bigger, you know that money's calling.
Straight to the playlist. Let's reload it.
Ling ling ling. Baby girl, you know that money's calling. When you hear the ring a ling ling ling. Babe, not sure, you know I'm still on the road. Even though I'm off tour, last time I was gone for a week. Tell my girl mad, gotta come home with at least. She ain't no regular girl. Had to stop selling caddies, I was turning them out. Told my bro life, so we make it heaven and her. Love with the money, that's relationship goes on. And even though I live there, I'm never home. Cause that's that money calling on that telephone. When you hear the ring a ling ling ling. But that money's calling. When you hear the ring a ling ling ling. Baby girl, you know I got to. She know I put the work on the street, forget the word on the street. Nina to the rock, that was caused by my wrist. Some checks as you see the pain from the toes that I did.
Another favorite. It's just gone to the playlist straight away. Heady One brought it, Odile brought it, Nines brought it. I like the summer vibe of it again. That Steve Bangles production was excellent. It's got that, you know, dun, 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 you know, perfect for, you know, rewinding the waist to TikTok, all that stuff. Like, it kind of reminds me of those, like, kind of summer fling. Or, yeah, like, just the broad, and you get that ting that you fall in love with, and then you have to leave them. It fits that kind of mood there. Like that, it fits the mood of when you left that ting in, when you went to freaking, I don't know, when you went to bloody Paris or something like that. I love that track.
Smoke so much.
I know that sample there. I can't place it right now because it's sounding really chipmunky, but
This ain't your low 33, this is 41, let's go. I got a heavy eye, coming very high. Smoke so much Skittles, I could taste the rainbow. Told my little nigga fix up quick, Molly. The other day this little nigga telling me about he landed some gelinade. I was like, little nigga, and I still keep rolling like a tumbleweed.
I really like the production of Flavors simply because of that high-pitched chipmunk-like sample in the background. I like, you know what I mean? It doesn't really sound like anything specifically. It just sounds like a bunch of stuff and it's all kind of blended together to make this one kind of sort of melodic track. But it just sounds very airy, very trippy, and I think that's very fitting for the track. And what it's discussing is flavors of what he be smoking, and what he be smoking makes you trippy, makes you airy, makes you feel, you know, a bit loose. And that's what the production of the track is. The track is sounding very loose.
Is there a rolling under the text? Nah, I need my diamonds on my neck. Yeah.
All this weed, we ain't running out of flavors. There re-ups in the post and mines are coming in. Can get 100 birds stuck in Costa Rica. I just copped 1,000 rounds for the Glock count. Ice City's wavier. Told the jeweler flood the ring like WrestleMania. You wanna hear something crazy?
So I had to get on a oh shit, run a check. Yeah. Oh shit, it's a flex. Yeah, I came for respect. Yeah. I don't need nobody say I'm next. No. See, I get love up in the east, up in the west, though. No love.
This read B2WN, I can't read that properly. B2WN. He had a very strong verse there. Very good feature. And Northside Benji just really took that chorus. He just again, his second feature on this album is strong. It's just that perfect vibe track. You don't have to think too much when you're listening to it, but it's got good melody, it's got a good bass, and it's got a catchy hook.
Times you haven't picked up. What's going on? Where are you?
I was at the studio, man. Why you...
Every day at the studio. What about me?
What you mean? I told her that I got this, just chill. She started getting attached. I told her please take it slow. I see you soon. Gotta go overseas for a show. Shy when I come out when I saw her in the front row. We had my young ting, always end up back together. But I hope she knows this time it's a wrap forever. A 6 in person. I ain't picked up in like a week. Next thing she posted a picture of me in my sleep. State rappers on no footballers. It's cool car, baby, I just fly birds. Tell my bio occasionally while I rhyme words.
That is a beautiful interlude, and it's actually quite a long interlude. Usually interludes are short, but that was beautiful. I liked the little phone call conversation at the start. I liked Nine's rapping. His rapping in this track reminded me of his Fire in the Booth. It was that same kind of like relationship talk, talking about the different women he's with, why he drops them, why he stays with them, why he goes back to them, all the different type of personalities of the women that he's with. I like this interlude. This interlude is a vibe. This sample in the back as well was great, and Cherry's voice, beautiful.
Yeah. All these flavors, I turn the block into LA. I was bullying the block like I'm Debo. The wife and bitches like Ginger from Casino. My said tell me how can I quit the game? Feel like Frank Lucas when his first shipment came. This week the Brit Awards by Ray out of the game. And the garden got a little summer house like the shade. Used to treat my home.
I see what he's doing now. He's referencing all these key kind of like individuals and that lifestyle in movies, hence why it's called movie nights, but you spelt knights, like you know, like heroes with the sword, whatever. So it's like he's saying these people in the movies are like saviors in that lifestyle. The Frank Lucases, the Duchesnes, all this kind of stuff, even though Duchesne isn't really from a movie, but still like that cinematic, those cinematic characters. I really like this track. It's really creative.
Oh, if he didn't snitch, it's fucked up what Rico did to Mitch. Fucked up. I was the man when I was 17. I feel like Pablo out in Medellin. I'm in a Biggs and Wayne. They threw me in jail just for shooting weed. Still had the wings shook like chocolate.
Movie Nights is just hella creative. Like the guy, every line or every other line is dropping a cinematic cinematic character reference or an actor reference. It's just insanity, and the beat really aids that kind of lyricism that he's got going on, because that is quite casual, cool, creative lyricism that is just smooth and constant, and the beat is really smooth. Okay. Now I've listened to Clavish and I've liked something from Clavish before, something he did really well. Everyone else I don't really listen to, so this is a lot of features that I don't really know.
Something with my favourite rapper. Got hammers and the gang united. Still got gunners in my team like Jacka. Just know them as 16, first time I ever gripped on it. Let me change the topic. Still get round where, let me switch my crap and just change my top quick. Pebble of files or rocks per hour. Made a mess in the kitchen counter. Left the wax in the dressing room. Always got tugs around us. This thing can't fit on my waist. Nah, it's longer than a guitar case. And you need people like me to say that's the bad guy. I'm like Scarface, got so much be in the room.
I really do like All Stars 2. Again, it's following a bit like All Stars 1, because All Stars 1 was again a feature heavy track. It wouldn't be the track I listen to the most, but I can appreciate how all the features did very well on this track. They really did.
I knew house fam, I didn't go. I had D's in the bush on a lonely strip. All I ever wanted was a phone that rip. Told them they didn't drown out. Still caught up in this down ward. You know how much times I slapped up fiends for knocking my mum's door. My friend wrote my friend now. I got to take a key out like I'm locking the door out. They couldn't prove it, but they knew we did it. I see bitches sell their pussy for money, then buy Gucci with it. I see me dying. We don't follow rules. Me and so smoke caddies in the bike outlet. I barely rap, bitch, I move keys. All these grown niggas acting like some groupies. They was in sick like yuck. Hating the way I'm getting bread, like I won't go in my safe. Put some papers on your head, I'm a rap star.
Listen, that was a great outro. Again, it felt like it was kind of mirroring the intro, because it was like, again, the kind of expose to nines. But actually not even expose, because we've been exposed to nines now. We've gone through the motions with nines. We've gone through, you know, monster nines, high energy nines. We've gone to vibing airplane mode nines and NIC nines. We went back to that kind of hustling nines with the movie nights and All Stars 2, and then we're going to outro being just that conclusive track of nine's state of mind. For me, Crabs in a Bucket is a solid album. 17 tracks, probably one track on there that I really feel if it wasn't on there, the album would have been okay, and that track is Lights. But I feel like maybe that Lights track is made primarily to put some light on the feature, Lewis Ray. I hope that's how you say his name, because that guy's quite a low-key artist and he had a very big part in that track. Even though this is a very feature-heavy album, I still got a lot of nines. That I got more than enough of nines. Like, I got a lot of nines. I don't feel unsatisfied with how much solo tracks there were where it was just nines. I feel like even if there was a feature on the track, nine still stood out in his own way. So I never felt like it's too much of a feature-heavy album. In terms of this album, let's just round it up. My overarching statement for this album, the one thing I think about when I'm thinking about this album, is just the fact that I like how it successfully takes us through the motions of like Nines' mind. I like how it takes us to the typical street hustler Nines. I like how it takes us to the playful, bit of a womanizer Nines. And I like how it takes us back to the deep Nines, the Nines that it always is contemplating life and its struggles and what he's been through, and how it takes us through the motions of Nines. Each track quite exposing of what his character is, which is something I really liked. I liked the production throughout. A lot of great samples used in this album that helped to really complement the tracks. In terms of my criteria for albums, did it make creative sense? I feel like it did. There was no point in the album where I was confused about what the production was doing or what the track was trying to achieve. Every track achieved the right kind of vibe. Nines contributed to each track very well, understood each track very well, and so did the features, especially features like Northside Benji, Roy Woods. I feel like they are features that really, really understood the track. Oh, and Odile. Odile did very good with the hook, and Tiggs the author. Do you know what? Nave Smalls fans, mostly all the features really understood the track and just brought to it. In fact, every feature. So I very much feel like this is an album that had a lot of creative sense and made a lot of creative sense. Next is how many boom tracks? 17 songs. 1 or 2 I'm not really listening to, All Stars 2 and Lights. So that's 15 songs that I'm listening to. 15 songs. That's a lot of boom tracks. Then lastly, did it take me on a journey? As I expressed earlier, I expressed the journey it took me on, from that dark hustler Nines to that playful womanizer Nines to that, again, in his mode, in that thought process, thinking, reminiscing, deeping, showing his maturity and his wisdom Nines. I appreciated the journey this album took me on. It was very cohesive, made a lot of sense. So this album did take me on a journey. So it ticked all my 3 criteria, and I feel like, yeah, it's a proper solid album. I definitely will give it a high rating. For me, it's probably going to be a rating of 8. Very good album. Nines didn't disappoint yet again. So guys, that is my reaction review to Nines' Crabs in a Bucket. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button down below and leave a comment down below of your thoughts. I'll see you guys all next time.
Tryna stop trapping, but it's money, it won't let me.